mystery guest is up next. Who could it be?
Everybody can hear us singing.
I want to get an early start tomorrow, so I want everyone to make sure your costumes are pressed tonight, okay?
Chris went through the seat of his pants again.
Why are you the only one that does that?
It's because I'm the drummer. I didn't know he played the drums with that part of him.
He doesn't. It only sounds like it.
For a generation of kids in the early 70s, tonight's mystery guest was the woman everyone wanted to call Mum. She was the hippest, the grooviest, the happeningest mum going around.
Well, from the classic TV hit The Partridge Family, please welcome Mrs. Partridge, Shirley Jones.
Lovely to meet you. Now,
Nice to meet you.
Now, let's start before the Partridge Family, because you're an
Yes.
Academy Award-winning actress and you played with some of the great names of Hollywood: Marlon Brando, Jimmy Stewart, Burt
Wonderful
Lancaster.
leading men, absolutely.
What was it like?
It was very exciting. I had the best kissers of all time. They were great.
Who was the best? Who was the best?
Burt
kisser?
Lancaster
Oh, okay.
was.
And then, of course, along came the role of Mrs. Partridge. So tell us
Yes.
why the transition to television.
Well, to be very honest, you know, at the time when I did decided to do a television series, it was sort of the thing where movie stars didn't do television, and all the agents and managers and people said, don't do a television series because if it's successful, you'll be Mrs. Partridge for the rest of your life. Well, they were right. Nevertheless, it was a wonderful time for me because I had 3 young sons, so I decided I needed to stay home and raise my kids because they were school age. And of course, the Partridge Family afforded me that, as well as having a wonderful time and a wonderful second family, you know. So.
Well, what set the show apart was its music. Now,
Yes, that's exactly right.
it was just her. Did you all play your instruments?
No, of course not.
Oh.
You know, everybody said to us, listen, you're such a great group. We had, I think, 4 or 5 gold records, you know. And we had offers to play Las Vegas and go out on tour and so forth. And I said, you don't seem to get it. There is no Partridge Family. You know, David was the only one. David and myself were the only ones that were at the recording sessions. But, you know, we all sort of, you know, made like we did. And then they had studio singers to fill in for the rest of the voices.
We were convinced. We had David on Where Are They Now a little earlier.
I know, I
He was-
heard that.
Yes,
Yes,
fantastic.
yes.
And he was... Tell us what it was like working with him, because on the show, obviously, he was your son, and
Right.
then off camera, he was your stepson.
Stepson. Well, the interesting thing is, you know, I was the first one cast as Mrs. Partridge. And the producers came to me, I was testing with all the young, you know, kids that would come in for all the different roles. And they came to me and said, listen, Shirley, how do you feel about your stepson, David Cassidy? And I said, why? And they said, well, we would like him to test with you for the role of Keith Partridge. And I said, well, I think that's great. That's wonderful. They wanted to make sure that we had a good relationship. Well, I was on the set, and David didn't know that I was playing the role, you know. And so David came on the set day of the test, and he said, what are you doing here? And I said, I'm your mama.
But even now, 30 years on, you're still seen as Mrs. Partridge. Does that seem weird?
Yes, it does, as a matter of fact.
30
Yeah,
years on.
it does, yeah, it does. But the nice thing is that now, of course, you know, now at the age I am, which is nice, I'm kind of getting out of Mrs. Partridge, you know. I'm Grandma Partridge now, because now I'm doing character roles, which I love. You know, I'm doing a novella right here, as a matter of fact, in Australia, up in Queensland for Lifetime, our Lifetime network in America. And it's a mini-series and a wonderful part, an old grandma, which I love, you know. So.
Well, we're glad you could take the time
Yes.
to pop in and
I'm
see us.
delighted. I'm
It's
delighted
terrific.
that you asked me. It's
And
fun.
keeping busy. I think it's lovely, though, that you look back at Mrs. Partridge with such fondness.
Yeah. Oh, it was great. It was really great. And I still see everybody. You know, Danny, of course, you know, calls me, and I give him the devil every now and then for the things he's doing. And, of course, David is my stepson, you know. And the little girl, you know, she's married and has 2 children, and we see each other a lot. She lives up near Las Vegas, but she comes down and comes to visit me and, you know, So we're still in contact.
You'll always be
that's
mum to them.
wonderful.
I guess. I guess.
Ladies and gentlemen, please thank Shirley Jones.